Hi guys, it's Dr. Salcedo, your conscious gynecologist. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to be talking about how much should I be bleeding when I'm on my period? Well, did you know that the amount of blood that you should be releasing on your period is equal to about a shot glass? Now, I don't have a shot glass, but I have one of these little medicine liquid containers that I give my kids when they are sick or they have allergies. And this is 30 cc's. Did you know that a normal period should be that you're bleeding 30 to 80 cc's of blood every month? That means it's like 1 to 2.5 of these cups every time you should have your period. Not per day, but every time you should have your period. And so can you just imagine right now all of the period underwear that's out there, the extra ultra pads and tampons that are receiving way more than 1 or 2 of these per hour? The normal amount of bleeding is about 30 milliliters to 80 milliliters per menstrual cycle. Now, then if that's the case, and if you're bleeding more, which I certainly am, and it used to be a lot worse, it's actually a lot better than it was now, but over years for me, of the restructuring and remodeling of the inflammation that I have using a ketogenic diet, it has improved greatly. So I'm probably at 3 of these per period, but way before I used to be doing this like probably every couple hours at least. And so yes, normal menstruation nowadays is way beyond that. So why is it? Well, it's the same 2 reasons that we talk about. It's high insulin levels and inflammation. Now, high insulin levels cause circulation of inflammatory molecules throughout the body that actually impair the blood vessels. So here's what happens. When you normally have a menstrual cycle, the first day is usually the most crampy day. That is the day that your uterus is trying to expel the lining of the uterus and push it out of the vagina, but also through the fallopian tubes. So it comes out, and that's why you get a little bit of bloating and stuff, because the blood is coming out vaginally, but also through the fallopian tubes, and that's normal. But the second day, a lot of women talk about that being their most heavy day. And the reason is because the lining of the uterus is raw and it's exposed and it's just bleeding. And it's going to require those microvasculature, the small blood vessels, to constrict and stop bleeding. But if those blood vessels are impaired from hyperinsulinemia or extra inflammatory molecules going all over the body, then it's going to actually impair or damage those blood vessels' ability to constrict when it's time to stop bleeding. And that's why some people have these long periods, is because those blood vessels aren't working as well as they should. And so it takes a long time for them to repair and for the clotting factors to get a handle on these things. And so there are some reasons why people have heavy periods that are like very rare. And sometimes people have bleeding disorders, like hemophilia and factor V Leiden problems and stuff. All of these bleeding disorders like hemophilia, von Willebrand's factors are reasons why people have heavy periods. But if you don't have that, or you're not on like a blood thinner, then we got to figure out what is the root cause. And a lot of times it has to do with cigarette smoking or vaping or processed food or high carbohydrate diet. And some people are like, but doctor, I'm like doing a low carb diet and I'm also eating a lot of fruit and stuff. Well, here's the thing, is that fructose is the sugar in fruit. And fructose is only managed by your liver. And so if you're eating a lot of fructose, then that means that your liver is actually a little bit more inflamed, because you might be eating more than what your liver can handle. And then that releases a lot of inflammation that circulates through the body too. Other nutritional things that could do this are lectins, which is the skin on certain fruits and vegetables that causes a lot of intestinal bloating and release of inflammatory factors. That's another one. Of course, excess carbohydrates like sucrose and glucose, which are found in beans, rice, tortillas, pasta, bread, fruit, all those things. And then again, also, some stress can definitely do that. Not sleeping well, any of the things that make it more difficult for your body to heal itself. So remember, ladies, if you're bleeding more than 1 to 2 of these every month, that's actually not normal, and definitely should seek help from your gynecologist or look into what your inflammatory factors are, what your glucose levels are. And we know that a lot of ladies show improvement when they use a low carb or ketogenic diet to help them with their heavy periods. If you're interested in a consultation, check out consciousgynecology.com and I'll be able to help you. My personal mobile phone number is there, and as well as my email address and a way to make an appointment. I would love to help you through your specifics of your journey. Take good care.